Okay, calculus students, here we go. This is an easy section, okay? P2 is called linear models and rates of change. You're not going to get any easier than this, okay? This is algebra 1 stuff, okay? But they put it in there. They put it in there so that you guys can, you know, think back to it, because we are going to have some questions on this. Now, the questions that we have on this will be a little bit more advanced probably than some of the other stuff that you've seen in Algebra 1. But we're going to go through it quickly, okay? So this will be an easy one for you. So they talk about slope, right? And we know slope is rise over run, the difference of your y's over the difference of your x's. And now we're getting to calculus, so you get a little bit more advanced, a little bit more sophisticated. And we're going to call it delta y over delta x, which means change in y divided by your change in x. Okay, change in y divided by your change in x. So if I gave you 2 points, 4, 3, and 6, 1, and you wanted to find the slope, okay, some of you guys haven't done this probably in quite some time. Okay, so 1 minus 3, negative 2, 6 minus 4 is 2. I get a slope of negative 1. Okay, now, finding equations of lines. Let me see, I gotta see where I can get to here. You guys gotta tell me, do you like these videos better, or do you like the ones that I have in the back of my hand and there's music playing? You guys will have to tell me. Let me see if that line fits. I kind of like this sometimes, you know, because this gives me almost like it's regular, almost like it's normal. I'm in my classroom doing stuff on my board. Let me see if that shows. Can you guys tell me? Does that show? Can you guys see that? I don't know. I can't tell. I think so. I think that's as far as I can go. All right. So, finding equations of lines. This is 12:23, by the way. Day before Christmas vacation when I'm filming this one. So the first one's point slope form. Probably not used that much. When I have the choice, I always use slope intercept form. That doesn't matter. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, using that as your formula for an equation of a line. Of course, we have the old slope intercept form. And we know that as y equals mx plus b. Have all this stuff in your notes, because you know like what I told you already. Every quiz, every test, you can use your notes. Okay, I do that pre-COVID, I do it post-COVID, do it during COVID. Okay, that's just the way that the teacher, Mrs. Jones, was a fantastic math teacher. She was here. I actually had her for computer science when I went here a long time ago, ages ago. Some of your parents might have had her. Fantastic teacher, fantastic person. She let the people use their notes. So I said, well, smarter person than me like that does it, and I might as well do the same thing. So I haven't had any students that have gone on and have told me that it's held them back. So we'll keep moving. All right, here we go. Find an equation of the line that has slope of 2 and passes through 5 negative 1. All right? So, do it. Pick one of those forms. Pick one of those forms and do it. And then I'll show you what to do. And I'll do it. I don't think you need me to do that. I think you guys are going to be good. I think you're going to be good. All right, so hopefully you guys are done. Calculus, man. You gotta put on your big boy and big girl pants to do this stuff. So let's call this one x1, y1. And let's use point slope form. So y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. So y plus 1 equals 2x minus 10. Normally we write it in slope-intercept form, so minus 1 minus 1, y equals 2x minus 11. Okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about your slopes here. Slopes and rates of change, same thing, okay? Slopes and rates of change are the same thing. So we're going to talk about ratios and rates of change. Okay? So slope can be either a ratio or a rate. Ratio, when x and y has the same units, and it's a rate when x and y, I should say have, right? It's a ratio when x and y have the same units. X and y have different units. Okay, a rate, dollars per hour, miles per gallon, all those types of things. Okay? So we have a word problem to do. Well, I'm pulling up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, rather than write this whole thing out, I'm gonna read it to you as I pull it up on the overhead. Okay? So let me start reading it. You guys can write it down. I'll read it slowly so you guys can write it down. Okay? So it says, a bookstore sold 576 copies of dictionaries in 1984 and 792 copies in 1992. Write an equation that gives the number of dictionaries D sold in terms of the year T. Let T equal 0 correspond to 1980. So we have a lot of stuff going on here. Okay? We have a lot of stuff going on here. I'll read it to you again slowly. You probably can't read that. Okay? I can't even read my own writing sometimes. Go to the store. I write it like these little notes. Turn it. Get old, start writing notes, put them in your pocket. And then I get to the store, and I look at the note, and I'm like, can't read it. Can't read it. And I go home, and the kids are like, well, Alexa's here, she'll tell you. Hey, Dad, did you get the iced tea? Like, that's what that said. Handwriting's terrible. Huge weakness. One of my many weaknesses. Here we go, ready? A bookstore sold 576 copies of dictionaries in 1984 and 792 copies in 1992. Write an equation that gives the number of dictionaries, D, sold in terms of the year T. Let T equal 0 correspond to 1980. All right, well, again, Algebra 1. Some of you guys that tore up Algebra 1, little Johnny Soltis right now is like, yeah, I like this stuff. I like this stuff. Okay? So, T equals 0 corresponds to 1980. That's the first thing I got to do. T equals 0, 1980. Now, they're giving you ordered pairs, okay? We want to know how many dictionaries were sold over time. So that means that Y is going to be the dictionary, and X is going to be the time. Now, they wanted us to use different letters. So the time is going to be t, and the dictionaries are going to be d. Okay, so d is what we normally think of as y, and the time is t, which we normally think of that as x. So, but t equals 0 stands for 1980, so we got to factor that in too. So if I put my time together, 576 copies in 1984, so 1984 and 576, and 1992 and 792. But they said let t equal 0 stand for 1980. So that would mean that 1984 would be 4. So 4 576. And if t equals 0 stands for 1980, this is going to be 12 792. Okay? We have our two ordered pairs. Let's find our slope and get our equation. Do it. You don't need me, do it. You can do that. Do it. That's what you should get. That's what we should get. D equals 27t plus 468. If you didn't get that, send me an email, all right? Talk to me in class. We will get that all straightened out. All right, here we go. Last page for this section. It's a really easy section. Really easy section. Really. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. So, general, actually, what do I do? I write them all down. You got it here? Okay? I'll read it though, because that's probably going to be hard for you guys to read. Okay? So, I don't know if you can read that. That's actually a pretty good handwriting. For me. Yeah, you might be able to read that. I'll go over it anyway. General form. I don't know why they have this general form. You don't really see it that often. Okay? ax plus by plus c equals 0. You have it solved for 0. Okay? Don't think you see it really that often. Vertical line, x equals a. Remember the terms Xavier and Yahoo. They can help you remember. If it's x equals, it's a vertical line, and if it's y equals, it's a horizontal line. Okay? But if you don't ever learn that trick, those of you guys that I had in Algebra 1, Semester 2, way back when, 3 years ago or whatever it was, you guys are freshmen. That's what it was, right? Xavier and Yahoo. Point slope form we talked about, slope intercept form we talked about. All right there. Okay? Let's continue. Parallel and perpendicular lines. Man, texts keep coming. Not that popular. So, here we go. Parallel and perpendicular lines. Two distinct non-vertical lines are parallel. IFF. That's like an acronym for if and only if. If and only if their slopes are equal. So, parallel lines have the same slope. Lines that are parallel have the same slope. Two distinct non-vertical lines are perpendicular if their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. So if one's 5, the other one's negative 1/5. Is one's negative 2/3, the other one's 3/2. Okay? So that is parallel and that is perpendicular. And now we're going to have some problems that go along with that. Okay? We are going to have some problems that go along with that. So they say, find an equation of the line that is parallel to the given line and passes through the given point. Okay? Parallel to the given line and passes through the given point. So they give us the slope as -1 and the point is -3,9. So if I want it to be parallel, it's got to have the same slope. So my slope is still -1, and it passes through that point, -3, 9, then I go, this time we'll do y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. 9 equals -1 times x is -3 plus b. 9 equals 3 plus b. B is 6. Y equals -x plus 6. Got that right there. Ready? Let's do this one for little Johnny. Johnny likes his yellow. Okay, y equals -x plus 6. All right. Next one. Find an equation of the line that is, and I'll write this bigger so you can see it. Highlighter. Perpendicular to y equals 1/2 x minus 1 and passes through 0, 3. So remember, when lines are perpendicular, it means their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay, so I take the opposite, the negative reciprocal of 1/2. I flip it and take the opposite. M is -2. My point is 0, 3. Plug it in. You're going to find y equals -2x plus 3, right? They give you the intercept right there. You could have done the workout, but same thing. All right? And believe it or not, that concludes section 1-2, or P2. P2. P, they call it P because it's really not calculus. It's really preparation for calculus, which is why they call it P. But I've always gone through it because for some of you guys, you haven't had math in a while. You know? You haven't had math in a long time. So I like to have you guys see that. All right, so that's 1-2. Have a great day.